West Bengal has removed 77 Muslim communities from its OBC list. That's the headline dominating the news. But why did this happen? Were these communities removed simply because they are Muslims? Has Bengal completely changed its reservation policy? Or is this actually the result of a legal battle that began years ago? Because this story didn't begin yesterday. It didn't even begin in 2024. It began nearly 16 years ago. And to understand why Bengal has now passed a new OBC law, we first have to understand how one court judgment forced the state to rewrite its reservation framework. West Bengal has long had reservation for other backward classes or OBCs. Like every state, Bengal maintains its own list of communities considered socially and educationally backward for reservation in government jobs and educational institutions. But after 2010, that list began expanding rapidly. Over the next few years, more than 100 communities were added. A significant number of them were Muslim communities. Eventually, OBC reservation in Bengal reached 17%, divided into Category A and Category B. The state government maintained that these communities were identified because they were socially and educationally backward. But critics question whether the required surveys and constitutional procedures had actually been followed. For years, this remained a political debate. Then, it reached the courts. In May 2024, the Calcutta High Court delivered a judgment that completely changed the conversation. The court struck down the inclusion of 113 communities that had been added after 2010. Among them were 77 Muslim communities. Now, here's the important part. The court did not say Muslim cannot receive OBC reservation. India's constitution allows reservation for communities from any religion, provided they are identified as socially and educationally backward. Instead, the court questioned how these communities had been included. It held that the process followed by the state did not adequately satisfy the constitutional and statutory requirement for identifying backward classes. It also observed that, in the exercise, under challenge, religion appeared to have become the sole basis for including many communities. As a result, the post-2010 editions were invalidated. However, the 66 communities that had been recognized before 2010 remained unaffected. The distinction is crucial because after the High Court struck down a major part of the existing framework, the government had to respond, and that response came this week. The West Bengal Assembly passed two amendment bills. The West Bengal Backward Classes Other than SC and ST Amendment Bill 2026, along with amendments to the Backward Classes Commission Act. In simple terms, these bills attempt to rebuild Bengal's OBC reservation framework after court's verdict. They retained reservation for communities whose status remained legally valid. They strengthened the role of backward classes commissions in identifying backward communities. And they revised the legal framework so that future inclusions are expected to follow the constitutional processes highlighted by the court. So these bills are not creating reservation. They're trying to rebuild a reservation system after a judicial setback. Because reservation in India is never just about law. It's about identity, representation, employment, and politics. West Bengal has one of the largest Muslim populations in India. According to 2011 census, Muslims make up around 27% of the state's population. That naturally makes any debate involving reservation and Muslim communities politically significant. The BJP has alleged that the previous expansion of the OBC list amounted to vote bank politics, and that religion was improperly used as the basis for reservation. However, the Trinamool Congress reject that allegation. It says the included communities are genuinely socially and educationally backward, and that the exercise was based on constitutional principles and not religion. So while the legal debate is about process of identifying backward classes, the political debate has increasingly become about representation, identity, and electoral strategy. Across India, several states have witnessed intense debates over reservation policies. Whether it's Assam, Karnataka, Maharashtra, or Bihar, questions around OBC list backwardness surveys and reservation frameworks have repeatedly reached the courts. Every state has a different history. But one constitutional principle remains the same. Reservation cannot be based on religion alone. It must be based on demonstrable social and educational backwardness. And that is precisely where legal disputes often arise. Interestingly, the OBC bills were not the only major law passed by the Bengal Assembly. The House also cleared the West Bengal Prevention of Gunda Activities Bill 2026. The government says the law is meant to tackle organized crime and strengthen public safety. The opposition, however, has questioned some of its detentions-related provisions, arguing that they could be open to misuse. The government has rejected those concerns. Together, these bills made it one of the Assembly's most significant legislative sessions in recent times. So, did West Bengal remove 77 Muslim communities because they were Muslims? Well, the legal answer is no. The High Court struck down the inclusion of many post-2010 communities because it found constitutional and procedural shortcomings in the way they were identified. The 2026 bills are the state's attempt to rebuild that reservation framework in line with the court's judgment. But beyond the law, this issue is likely to remain politically significant. Because in West Bengal, reservation isn't just about quotas, it's about constitutional processes, representation, and politics. And that is why this debate is far from over. For more such insightful coverages, keep watching DNA Explain. This is Ritu.